In today's top stories, the United States has officially ended its longest war. Senator Bozeman tells us what he thinks should be our top priority now.
And thousands of people are waking up to destruction and without power. How rescue efforts are going following the impact of Hurricane Ida.
Plus, Springdale police say a woman jumped out of a hotel window, what she says she was trying to get away from.
Live, local, late breaking. This is 4029 News Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Yuna Lee.
And I'm Jamie Weiss in for Allison. We have another sunny and warm day ahead.
All right, Laura, thank you. Well, rescue efforts are underway right now along the Gulf Coast after Ida wreaked havoc in Louisiana and Mississippi.
Thousands are still without power, and emergency responders have conducted dozens of rescues in flooded areas. We'll have more on those rescue efforts and how you can help in just a few minutes.
Well, in our coverage of the coronavirus, people battling the virus on ventilators hit a new high. There are now 361 people on a ventilator. That's up by 17.
And this as 882 new cases and 33 new deaths were reported just yesterday. Meanwhile, active cases are down by more than 1,600, and there are now more than 22,000 active cases statewide. Hospitalizations have not changed since Sunday. There are now 1,257 people in COVID units across the state. In Oklahoma, the State Department of Health is reporting more than 23,500 active COVID cases. More than 7,800 new cases have been reported since Friday. Thanks, Laura. Well, Springdale police say a woman jumped from a window at the extended stay hotel yesterday. Officials say she told police a man tried to attack her in her room, so she jumped from the third floor to escape. Police say she had a gun laying next to her when they found her outside of the hotel, and she says she fired the gun at her attacker. But police have not found the man or any evidence that someone was shot. We do know the woman was taken to a nearby hospital, but her condition is unknown. The Sebastian County Jail Administrator is crediting Narcan with saving the lives of at least 2 inmates and possibly 2 deputies. New surveillance video from August 24th shows the tense moments when deputies found 2 female inmates passed out in their jail cell, not breathing. Deputies started CPR, and you can see Corporal Ashley Smith running to get the Narcan to try and revive the women. The jail administrator says the inmates were each given 4 doses of the drug. Smith and 2 other deputies searched jail cells. Not long after, they both collapsed. Both were given Narcan by IV, and they were taken to the hospital. A 3rd inmate was also treated. Fortunately, all of the inmates and deputies were released from the hospital later that day. The co-founder of Northwest Arkansas Metzgerade has died from metastatic breast cancer. We're taking a look back at the impact Lisa Quinn's life had on our community.
She does not belong in an apartment.
Definitely not.
No.
Hopefully she'll like the weather here in Arkansas, a little more warm compared to New York.
A little more humid. 4029 meteorologist Laura Huckabee is here. Laura, is it going to be another humid day?
Time is now 5:16. Hurricane Ida might be gone, but the destruction left behind is here to stay. 4029's Jared Hill is in Jefferson Parish with the biggest issue right now.
Back to you.
Wow, Jared Hill in Louisiana. Thanks as always, Jared, and stay safe out there. We know that hundreds of utility workers from our area are heading south to help restore power in areas hit hard by Ida. Entergy, the main company that supplies power to the city of New Orleans, requested 20,000 workers come help with the restoration efforts. More than 500 workers from our area are answering the call, including about 200 local SWEPCO workers, 6 from Arkansas Valley Electric, 14 from Carroll Electric, and 300 from OG&E.
Volunteers.
Time is now 5:19, and RDOT is asking for people's input on a possible new highway connecting Springdale and Bella Vista. The new road would connect Highway 612 to the Bella Vista bypass. You can actually log in virtually anytime through September 20th to ask your questions and give your comments. All you have to do is visit the link listed here on your screen.
5:20 right now, and yesterday, Lisa Quinn, the co-founder of Northwest Arkansas Metzgerade, died from metastatic breast cancer. She was only 42 years old.
And she used the time she had left to advocate for research funding, and along the way, she changed the lives of so many others. Quinn was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer in 2015, and that same year, she and Kelly Davis started the Northwest Arkansas Metzgerade, an annual event raising money for breast cancer research.
People are still dying every day from cancer, all kinds of cancer, not just stage 4 breast cancer. So we knew that we couldn't just sit and do nothing.
Well, Quinn worked with Medivivor to raise more than $1 million for medical trials and research that could lead to better treatment options. Lisa is survived by her husband, Patrick Quinn, and her 2 children, Cooper and Karis. A celebration of life will be announced at a later date.
Welcome back. Time right now is 5:24, and we're getting ready to go hog wild ahead of the Razorback season opener against Weiss on Saturday.
Yeah, we're just a little over 4 days away from the big game. You see the countdown here on your screen. Kickoff against the Rice Owls is set for 1 o'clock. We want to take a live look from the Donald W. Reynolds Stadium in Fayetteville, where it's all going down. A few things you do want to keep in mind. All transactions at the stadium are credit card only. Cash will not be accepted. That's new this year. And of course, remember that all bags at 6 inches or larger must be clear. Later this week, 4029's Mitch Roberts and Jordan Black will be getting you Razorback ready for the 2021 season. Our 30-minute Hog Wild preseason special kicks off Thursday night at 6:30, right after 4029 News at 6. And on Friday, Darby is going to be back on the road in Fayetteville. He's getting ready for the return of Razorback football. Aren't we all? Make sure you tune in to 4029 News at 5 and 6 this Friday as we go hog wild on the hill.
Woo pig suey, we are ready. We've been waiting for this for
I need
so
to
long.
pull all the red out of my closet at this point.
Yes, exactly. All the Razorback red.
All the Razorback red. Well, we want to get to this story. Last week in Clarksville, the high school used its football season opener to show support for our heroes.
That's right. Welcome to 4029 News Sunrise, everyone. I'm Yuna Lee.
And I'm Jamie Weiss, filling in for Allison Wise. We have a lot of ground to cover today, but we do want to start off with your Get Ready Weather forecast. Laura Huckabee is here, and Laura, it is hot, hot, hot.
And at 5:33 now, we take a look at the COVID numbers in Arkansas. The Department of Health reporting a sharp drop in active cases.
And take a look at this. Active cases dipped by more than 1,600. Yesterday, the ADH added more than 800 new cases to its COVID-19 report and 33 deaths linked to the virus. More than 1,200 Arkansans remain in the hospital for COVID. And here's a map showing the vaccinations in our area. According to the ADH, more than 47% of people eligible for the shot in both Benton and Washington counties did get vaccinated. Franklin County sits at more than 44%, while Crawford and Sebastian County are very close to 40%. Time now, 5:34. Let's get a check of the roads with 4029's Laura Huckabee. Hi, everyone. The Fayetteville Housing Authority Board met last night. This is the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development is looking into allegations by its interim director that the authority violated certain rules and regulations. One commissioner did ask if the board was going to discuss an email sent by interim director John Berry titled Notice of Potential Noncompliance. The board declined to discuss it. However, one of its board members did suggest this.
Just seems to me we have a new board member, and looking at approving a contract tonight that would be in our best interest. We've got a lot of things going on as far as transparency, and we've got several HUD communications that have happened. And so it would be in our best interest for all of us to brush up on what our procurement policy says to make sure that we're crossing every T and dotting every I.
Procurement policies include the process a board must follow when paying for goods or services. The board did say that they had a Teams meeting scheduled for today to discuss Berry's email. Well, rescuers fight to reach trapped survivors of Tropical Storm Ida.
The rain just kept coming. It wouldn't stop coming. The rain wouldn't stop.
We'll tell you what area agencies are responding to the call for help. And we learned how inmates at a local jail got hold of a prohibited substance, sending 5 people to the hospital. We'll tell you who faces charges for smuggling fentanyl inside. Tonight at 7, you can watch Bachelor in Paradise. Then it's Ultimate Surfer on at 9. At 10, make sure you tune in for 4029 News. We'll be right back. We return to the urgent search for survivors in the aftermath of Ida. At least 3 deaths now blamed on the storm, but the death toll is expected to rise.
And ABC's TJ Parker has the latest from New Orleans.
A co-founder of the Northwest Arkansas Masquerade has died from metastatic breast cancer at the age of 42. Lisa Quinn learned she had terminal cancer at the age of 36, and she spent the rest of her life battling the disease and advocating for cancer research. Lisa is survived by her husband, Patrick Quinn, and her 2 children, Cooper and Karis. A celebration of her life will be announced at a later date. And, you know, we've gotten to know Lisa over the years, and she was such a wonderful person. All right. Thanks, Laura. Time now, 5:46. And we're taking a look at surveillance video from inside of a local jail when 3 inmates and 2 deputies had to be hospitalized hospitalized. Take a look on your screen. Last Tuesday, detention deputies found 2 female inmates passed out in their jail cell, not breathing. Deputies treated them before getting them to the hospital. According to the police report, the women said they traded coffee and donuts to get a pill containing fentanyl from another inmate. As they searched the cells, one deputy says she thought she was having an anxiety attack.
And I said, yeah. Within seconds, I looked at the nurse. She came around the corner and I told her, I said, something's not right. And she said, get down. And all of a sudden, I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. I remember them starting to get me off the top bunk, and then I fell.
Well, she and another deputy were given Narcan by IV and they were taken to the hospital. The jail administrator says the inmate who allegedly traded the fentanyl is Cassie Pritchett. She's now facing assault and battery charges. Fortunately, all of the inmates and deputies affected by the drug were released from the hospital later that day. Happening now, state police are investigating the death of a Sebastian County inmate in an unrelated incident. The sheriff's office says on Sunday, detention staff found him unresponsive in his cell during a routine check. The inmate was taken to the hospital and died an hour later. That body will be sent to the state crime lab for an autopsy. Turning to our COVID coverage, the Delta variant is spreading to levels we haven't seen since January, averaging more than 155,000 cases a day. Between August 23rd and the 29th, about 37% of the country's ICU patients had COVID, a number that's been steadily rising each week since late June. One doctor says this is getting personal.
It's even harder when it's your friends. I have a patient now that's the father of one of my son's classmates. And he's not expected to make it. He was not vaccinated.
About 80 million Americans who are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine still have not gotten that first dose. The Delta variant surge is making some companies refrain from bringing workers back into the office. Facebook, Amazon, and Apple all delaying a return to corporate offices until at least January. Lyft is pushing the return even further to February.
This isn't just a conversation about what's going on with the Delta variant. It's also a conversation about people modifying their lives. You've got the folks that were eager to get back that are really frustrated. And then you have the folks that are like, great, because I wasn't ready to go back into the office.
The delay is giving managers more time to encourage or in some cases mandate vaccines. And with some industries facing labor shortages, employers say they don't want to lose anyone over mandates or force. The Oklahoma NAACP is suing to stop a new state law that's designed to limit protest. House Bill 1674 is set to go into effect November 1st. The law is best known for giving drivers immunity if they hit someone while trying to escape a dangerous riot. But the NAACP says the law violates the Constitution and should not happen. Time is 5:53 and the Razorback football team is kicking off their football season this Saturday. We want to take a live look at the Hill where fans will come back to the spirit of game day. Hogs face off against the Wright Owls Saturday where kickoff is at 1 o'clock. There's an exclusive discount for this game too. The Razorback Athletic Department is offering 50% off tickets for the season opener. Don't forget that this Thursday at 6:30, 4029 Sports Director Mitch Roberts and our Jordan Black are getting you Razorback ready for the 2021 season. They're going to be having a 30-minute preseason special. It airs right after 4029 News at 6. Two traditional flavors with a twist. The Honey Baked Ham Company is combining turkey and pumpkins into a new product. It's the Pumpkin Spice Turkey. It's a turkey breast covered in Honey Baked Ham's signature glaze and a pumpkin spice blend. The food retailer describes the topping as sweet and crunchy. The turkey breast can be bought roasted or smoked, and it comes fully cooked, pre-sliced, and ready to eat. And as much as I love pumpkin spice, I do not love this. That just does not sound like my cup of tea.
No, neither. I mean, definitely not. Just leave the classic turkey alone. Save the pumpkin spice for a pumpkin
coffee.
pie, some coffee, anything else, even ice cream. I'm okay with that if you're okay with that. But yeah, leave the turkey alone.
You can say that again.
Yes, and it's way too early to start thinking about turkey.
Yeah,
It's
it is
so hot.
The last day of August, which
Yes.
is crazy to think about. I want to check in with Laura Huckabee for our final day of August forecast. Hot, right?
Exactly. You better believe it.